Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with this, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense, but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's gonna happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson and you find that little thing that you're gonna practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Pilates Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero, all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And finally, it's most people's favorite. This is application, where we take the past concepts from other live lessons and we see how they apply to an actual real song that already exists. And since there's like 1,000 different ways to play any song, you're just going to work on the version that is appropriate for your level. So that might just mean playing one note at a time for right now. Or maybe you're working on chords or covering the full song. Or maybe you're just seeing how the song breaks down so you can better write and transcribe your own songs in the future. But whatever your level is, the goal is not this song. So even if you don't play the whole entire song, you'll get better by even attempting a little bit of it, and attempt it we shall. Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com, everybody. Today we're doing Take the A Train, but before we get into that, say hi to the incomparable Kendra, our chat moderator.
Guess what? For Pilates Academy Level 3, I learned this song.
Oh, that's right.
I was about to say I'm pretty sure, but I'm sure. Yeah.
So you can actually play this one already? With like chords and topping and stuff?
I could play it a few months ago.
Oh.
No promises now.
That's fair. That works that way. Yeah.
So I'm
excited.
excited.
I thought you were going to tell everybody about your thing, though, but no.
What thing?
The thing. I don't know.
The thing
you shared at the kids' lesson.
That I got my driver's license in the mail, and then I've now put it way over there.
Official. You're allowed to drive.
Yeah, I'm allowed to drive.
And stuff with a car.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm so happy and excited.
All right. Well, let's get into this thing. This is Take the A Train. So this is kind of like if you tell someone you play piano, then you like have to be able to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. If you tell people that you play classical music, you have to be able to play Fior Elise. If you tell people you like jazz, you got to be able to play Take the A Train. So it's one of the simpler songs. There's one crazy part in it, but we'll get there. First of all, though, you need a G for the first word. In order to find a G, you just take any group of 3 black notes, take the middle of those 3, and drag it down. So it works there. It also works there. You take that middle note in a group of 3 and drag it down. And I would highly recommend that you sing the words as you go, or at least say them. You is the first word, and then we're going to go all the way up to an E, which is right above a group of 2 black notes right there. So That one right there. Those are your first two notes. Then we're going to go back to that G and say the word take. So we've got you must take. And then if you use like your pinky on the top and your thumb on the bottom, your middle finger is going to be sitting right above that C. And so you can use that middle finger to play the C and then play that E again. So far we're just playing these three notes. Then we're going to jump down to the note that's just above where we started. In fact, when we first started out, we found a group of 3 black notes, found the middle one. That is an A flat, also known as a G sharp. So that's going to be the word train. That's A flat. That's what that little symbol is right there. It's a flat sign. So the beginning of it, let's try this with a track. It would sound something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You must take the A train. Then we're going to drag that up to an A2, and then, yeah, go ahead and kill that track if you would. 2, go are both A's, and then we're going to go up to an A sharp.
I can play this song.
Oh, really?
I don't think I can do the left hand, but
That's all right.
I kind of know the right hand a little bit.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Cool.
Okay.
So
I'm just excited.
We're going to play an A, and then an A sharp, and then a B, and then jump up to that E. This is the hard part right here if you hadn't gathered that yet. So A sharp, B, E. So that thing right there. And then you're going to do basically the same kind of move in reverse. So instead of going up like that, 3 notes up, you're going to start on a G and go 3 notes down. So it starts off with one of those, and then it's going to do one of those. So that set and that set. The first one's going to hit an E after the first set of 3. And then after the next set of 3, we're going to play a D flat, and then drag it down, land on a C, and jump all the way down to E. So the hard part is A, up, up, E, G, down, down, D flat, drag it down, and hit an E. And once we can do that, the rest of the song isn't going to be any problem at all. That, along with the track, would sound like this. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. You must take the A train to go to Sugar Hill way up in Harlem. And then we do the exact same thing, but just with different words. If you miss the A train, you'll find you missed the quickest way to Harlem. Now, something else happens here. Don't worry about that. We'll just ignore that for right now, because it's going to come back to the part that we just did, but not yet. Okay, here we go. One more time. And now, get on the A train. And then an A. Soon you will be on Sugar Hill in Harlem. And that's the whole entire thing. So all you need is these 2 lines here once you have that thing, and you can play it somewhat quickly. It's just going to be this set of notes right here. And then we're going to raise this up to here, that set of notes. So just go to an F if you can find an F, and go every other note. Those are all the notes for this next section. We're just going to go straight through them. Except the first time we don't actually play the F. So we start on an A and go straight through them 2 times through, but without the F on the first time. And then we land on an A. So that is all of this right here. A, C, E, F, A, C, E, A. A Willie.
Hey, Jamin, it's time for our feature of the day, and it's Dr. John.
Today it is Dr.
Dr.
John. Yes. Okay, so we'll take a break here from a song. And yeah, I want to show you some stuff here. Dr. John recently passed, unfortunately. He is basically New Orleans piano. So when I was preparing the New Orleans piano lesson for like whatever that was, a couple years ago when we did that, I went to my piano teacher and I was like, hey, what advice do you have on New Orleans piano? He's like, Dr. John. It's just all Dr. John. And I was like, oh, who's Dr. John? So he gave me this thing. It's Dr. John Teaches New Orleans Piano. It was he gave me the VHS of it, and I watched that and watched it and watched it and watched it and became obsessed with Dr. John. And so yeah, you should definitely go check out his stuff. If you're a pianist, then you want to check out the Dr. John Teaches New Orleans Piano. If you're not a pianist and you just want to listen to some good New Orleans piano, then just check out any of his albums. They're all great, and he's all over the place. You've definitely heard Dr. John, even if you don't know his name. He's done music for like a bunch of movies and TV and stuff, and he's everywhere. And once you like hear a couple of his songs, you peg his voice. It's kind of like a Randy Newman, not in the way that he plays, but just in the like iconicness of his style and his voice. Like every time you hear a Randy Newman song, you're like, oh yeah, that's Randy Newman. Same thing with Dr. John. Like every time you hear his style of piano, it's like, oh yeah, that's got to be him. And then his voice, of course, is very unique as well. So go check out some Dr. John if you haven't already. Very enjoyable stuff, and definitely lost a legend there. Let's get back to our song though after a short break. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.